Good morning. This is April the 25th, 2024, and we are in BBIS second semester compulsory English class. And we'll read the second story, that is Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. Walter Isaacson. Now, the first story you read, the previous one, the shoe dog, that was an autobiography. This one is biography. So, Phil Knight wrote about himself. So that's autobiography. Walter Isaacson did not write about himself. He wrote about Steve Jobs. That's why it's biography. Bio means life. Bio means life. And graphy means writing. Writing about life. And autobiography means writing about someone's life written by the person himself. Okay. And in our course from this biography, we don't have the first, second, and third chapter. We have the fourth chapter only in our course. And chapter 4 is Atari and India. Now we know that Atari is a place in USA. India is India. So in this chapter, the events will take place in these two places, at Atari in America and in India. And as you can see, the chapter has a subtitle, Zen and the Art of Game Design. Very two different things. So this biography is about game. What game? Video game. This story is about the development of video game. When in 1970s, Zen is a Buddhist philosophy. Zen is a Buddhist philosophy. Japanese are pretty well known for the idea of Zen. Okay. Who is Atari? As you can see here, Atari is also a video game manufacturer, a company that makes video game. Now let's read quickly. I'll read. I'll explain. In February 1976, so pay attention the setting. The setting is 1970s, particularly 74, mid-70s. Which month? February. So these two things tell you about the setting, time. After 18 months of hanging around Reed Place, Jobs decided to move back to his parents' home in Los Altos. So Jobs was living at Reed, and from there he came to Los Altos, where he came to his parents' home. Not biological parents, foster parents. He did not know who his biological parents were. He was born from university students' unmarried pregnancy. And his biological father mother decided to give him up. And he was adopted. And he did not know who his parents were. So he was always wanting to know his biological parents. Okay. So from read he came to Los Altos, or always note time, note places. Right? Okay. So what was he doing? He was looking for a job. Right? It was not a difficult search at peak times during the 1970s. So the time of this was 1970s. The classified section of the San Jose Mercury newspaper, note it down. This was the newspaper was consulting. Carried up to 60 pages of technology help wanted ads. 60 pages of, oh God. I still remember in India, I remember when I was a child, the newspapers will have heavy amount of classified aid, Bargikrit Vigyapan, very small boxes that they have advertisement. One of these caught Jobs' eyes. Have fun, make money, the ad said. The advertisement said, have fun and make money. Very attractive. You not only make money, you also have fun. That day, Job walked into the lobby of the video game manufacturer Atari and told the personal director, who was startled by his unkempt hair. When he went to look for a job, he didn't do his hair properly. And attire, dress, he wouldn't leave until they gave him. I said, I have come for a job and I won't go back home unless I get a job. Look, try this. Try this yourself in some banks and this afternoon. Go in a company or somewhere and say, I'm here for a job and I won't go back home unless I get a job. And look how they behave. Look what they do. Okay. So, Atari's founder was a burly entrepreneur named Nolan Bushnell. In a character list, name it in your note copy. First, write Steve Jobs. Then write Nolan Bushnell. Second character. Who was he? He was the founder at Atari. Right? Not only founder, he was also the director. He was a very charismatic visionary with a nice touch of showmanship in him. In other words, another role model. Bushnell was a very role model. You could follow him. Waiting to be emulated after he became famous, he liked diving around in a Rolls Royce car, smoking drug, and holding staff meeting in a hot tub. He would sit in a bathtub and hold a meeting. Weird guy. As Friedland had done, another note down, third character, Friedland. We have a third character. As Friedland had done and as Jobs would learn to do. To do what? Hold meeting sitting in hot bathtub. He was able to turn charm into a cunning force to cajole. Look, he was very charismatic. He knew when to scold and when to cajole and intimidate and distort reality with the power of his personality. His chief engineer was, now note down, fourth character, Al Alcorn. You will meet a lot of characters. We have only have 4 characters in 2 paragraphs. Beefy, very fat, and jovial, and a bit more grounded. The house grown up trying to implement the vision and curb the enthusiasms of Bushnell. Their big hit thus far was a video game called Pong. They had released a game. What was the name of the game? Pong. In which 2 players tried to volley a blip in a screen with 2 movable lines that acted as paddles. If you are under 30, ask your parents to watch before you play this game. Why do I now? I have my question. Why do I need to ask my parents to play this game? Sorry. Oh. Help me go back. How do I go back to my screen? Huh? Oh. Where is my screen? Somebody help me. Huh? Yo. Okay, that's how we learn, by making errors, right? Okay. So, when Jobs arrived at the Atari lobby wearing sandals and demanding a job, Alcott was the one who was summoned. I was told, we have got a hippie. Hippies are people in the 1960s, 70s who wandered freely everywhere and they took drugs. They were not clean. Kid in the lobby, he says he is not going to leave until we hire him. Should we call the cops or let him in? I said, bring him on in. Okay? Now remember what happened in Blue Collar Millionaire. You read the same thing. In Blue Collar Millionaire also, Robert Bartuglia went to Rakanelli Brothers' office and he said, I need a job. That's how you get a job. If you need a job, directly visit a company and tell them you need a job. Jobs thus became one of the first 50 employees at Atari. How many employees were there? 50. Working as a technician for $5 an hour. So what was his position? Technician. How much was the money he got? $5 per hour. In retrospect, it was weird to hire a dropout from Reed. He was a school dropout, college dropout. Alcott recalled, but I saw something in him. Now look, what is important? If you are a boss, you should have the capacity to see the potential in people. The wonderful thing about Alcott is that he saw Steve Jobs, he looked like a hippie, but he could see that this gentleman has a potential in him. A good boss can see the hidden potential in employees. But I saw something in him. He was very intelligent, enthusiastic, excited about technology. Okay. Alcott assigned him to work with a straight-laced engineer named Don Lang. Note down. So he was told, what's the name? Yes. Alcott assigned him to work with another guy named Don Lang. The next day, Lang complained, this guy is a goddamn hippie with BO. What is BO? Body odor. Ganausa. यसो काम गर्न सकिँदैन जिउ गनाउँछ यसको. He complained. Why did you do this to me? Why did you match him? Why did you put him with me to work? I can't bear. कस्तो गनाउँछ कसरी काम गर्ने उसँग बसेर. Right? Why did you do this to me? And he is impossible to deal with. Very rude. Jobs clung to the belief that his fruit-heavy vegetarian diet, he was a very strict vegetarian, would prevent not just mucus but also body odor. Even if he did not use deodorant or shower regularly, it was a flawed theory. Lang and others wanted to let Jobs go. They said they thought he should go home. But Bushnell worked out a solution. The smell and the rude behavior wasn't an issue with me, he said. Steve was prickly, very difficult to handle. But I kind of liked him, so I asked him to go on the night shift. So Bushnell said, you work at night when nobody's there. Rati mein aaya kaam hai. एकले. It was a way to save his job. Jobs would come in after Lang has gone, and others had left the work through most of the night. Even thus isolated, he became known for his harsh behavior, brashness. On those occasions when he happened to interact with others, he was prone to informing them that they were dumb shits. Jobs called other people, "You are dumb people." He was very arrogant. His nature was very arrogant, rude. He said, "Everybody, you are dumb." In retrospect, he stands by that judgment. The only reason I shone was that everyone else was so bad. And Job said, I became successful in that company because everybody was a dumb donkey, having no intelligence. Jobs recalled. Okay. Despite his arrogance, or perhaps because of his arrogance, he was able to please Atari's boss, Bushnell. He was more philosophical, Bushnell said, than the other people I worked with. Believed that things. Bushnell recalled, we used to discuss free will versus determinism. I tended to believe that things were much more determined, that we were programmed. If we had perfect information, we could predict people's actions. Steve felt the opposite. That outlook accorded with his faith in the power of will to bend reality. See the difference? Very important point here. Steve Jobs believed in free will, and Bushnell believed in determinism. What is determinism? According to the principle of determinism, every action has a cause. Nothing happens without a cause. Nothing happens without a cause. And everything that will happen in this world is predetermined. Now this girl can't avoid doing BBIS because if you are born in Nepal society, you end up coming to college. You can't say, "Ma tapasya garchu." If she says, "Ma tapasya garchu," her parents will get mad. So it is like, "Ke bhayo? Patan lanu paryo." So she can't decide to do tapasya. It's predetermined what she will study. Right? Our social structure, what is determinism? We are in a society. Society is a structure. So what we will do, what will become is already decided. This is what Bushnell believed. Steve Jobs said, no, we have free will. What is free will? Your will, your desire. This girl can go for meditation in the woods, jungles, and it's spontaneous if she wants. Nobody can stop her. So Steve said, things happen because I want to do it. So free will means the theory that you can act upon your own desire in life. I do what I want. So Jobs believed in this philosophy, free will. Okay. Jobs helped improve some of the games by pushing the chips to produce fun design. So what did he do? He used chips to create fun design, and Bushnell's inspiring willingness to play by his own rules rubbed off on him. In addition, he intuitively appreciated the simplicity of Atari's games. Right? The games were very simple. They came with no manual. When you bought their games, software, there were no manuals, and needed to be uncomplicated, very simple enough that a stoned freshman could figure them out. The only instruction for Atari's Star Trek game were: 1. Insert the quarter, 2. Avoid Klingons. So they were simple games. You did not need much training. You could remember them without any instruction. Not all of his co-workers shunned Jobs. He became friends with Ron Wayne. Note down. There are so many names. You have to note in the margin or a notebook. Ron Wayne, a draftsman at Atari. who had earlier started a company that built a slot machine. What is slot machine? A gambling machine. Gambling machine that you see at casino. It subsequently failed, but Jobs became fascinated with the idea that it was possible to start your own company. So from Ron Wayne, what did Jobs learn? Steve Jobs learned that you should be your own master, your own boss. You should have your own company. Ron was an amazing guy, said Jobs. He started companies. I had never met anybody like that. He proposed to Wayne that they go into business together. Jobs said he could borrow 50,000 and they could design and market a slot machine. But Wayne had already been burned in business, so he declined. I said that was the quickest way to lose 50,000. Wayne recalled, but I admired the fact that he had a burning drive to start his own business. See, you are doing BBIS, you are business students. The mantra for success in business is always start your own business. Don't work for others' companies. However small, set up your own company. घरकै अचार बेच तर आफ्नै अचार बेच अरूको अचार पसलमा काम नगर अरूको 5 तल्लाको डिपार्टमेन्ट स्टोरमा अचार बेच्नु भन्दा आफ्नै घरमा बोरामा अचार बेच्दा तिमी अगाडि पुग्छौ आज बोरामा बेच्छौ तिम्रो पसल हुन्छ always have your own company. Do not work for others. That's what you learn. Okay. One weekend, Jobs was visiting Wayne at his apartment, engaging as they often did in. So, Wayne and Jobs, they often talked about philosophical things. Sorry. When Wayne said that there was something he needed to tell him, yeah, I think I know what it is, Jobs replied. Now, Wayne is saying something to Jobs, very important. I think you like men. Wayne said yes. Jobs said to Wayne, I know. Wayne said, I want to say something important to you. Jobs said, I know what you want to say. You want to say that you like men, not women. Wayne was a gay, homosexual. I think you like men. It was my first encounter with someone who I knew was gay. Job recalled. He planted the right perspective of it for me. Job grilled him. When you see a beautiful woman, what do you feel? Wayne replied, it's like when you look at a beautiful horse. You can appreciate the beauty, but you don't want to sleep with it. You appreciate beauty of the woman for what it is, but you can't sleep with the woman because you're gay. Wayne said that it is a testament of Jobs that he felt like revealing this to him. Nobody at Atari knew, and I could count on my toes and fingers the number of people I told in my whole life that he was gay. But I guess it just felt right to tell him that he would understand, and it didn't have any effect on our relationship. Steve was straight and Wayne was gay, but they were friends. Now, the story has sections.